The Legend of Black Annie. It's a horror movie written by Terrence Flack, and it was directed by Terrence Flack as well. He's also in it. But it was a movie about a girl who gets wrongfully killed by getting picked on, and she jumps off a cliff. Her mother's into some kind of voodoo, so she brings her back, and her ghost starts just handing out revenge to anybody that was involved, including the parents of the kids that were bullying her. So let's see what it looks like scene by scene, and I'm going to give you my Black People Horror rating at the end of this. So the whole movie starts off with these kids bullying this little girl, Annie Black Annie, obviously. And then she gets up and she starts running, and then they chase her and she jumps off this bridge thing and she commits suicide and she dies. That's murder. Then it switches to present day with these guys who are basically narrating the whole movie. These are characters just sitting in a coffee shop talking about Black Annie. And then it switches to this guy who's the professor. He's the whole protagonist of the movie, and he's just like professor of some cryptoid shit. And basically this is the class where he learns about Black Annie, or the Legend of Black Annie. So now the next part of the movie, Black Annie starts unleashing her revenge on people. So this dude is one of the original guy's dad that was picking on Black Annie. He commits suicide at the church by lighting himself on fire. And then this guy, he's Black Annie's father, and this is a flashback they were showing. And this is like the funniest scene in the whole movie, but it's supposed to be the most tragic scene, because he accidentally shoots Black Annie's mother while she was doing some kind of voodoo spell. And she writes the number 13 on the ground, which is like completing her spell, which brings Black Annie's ghost back alive to unleash revenge on people. Now, revenge really is what's happening, because this is Black Annie's dad in present day, and Black Annie shows up and makes him drink till he's dead. And these guys, these are the original 3 guys that bully Black Annie, and these are them as adults now. And what's funny is that, this is like really the first time in the movie that you're really seeing them. And it's pretty awkward, but, let's keep on flowing. So then this is one of the original kids' fathers, and he dies by Black Annie making him eat steak and choke on it. No bullshit, I'm not lying. Then we get introduced to this girl, which has a crush on the professor, and she's like a really sex bunny type character. And this guy, he's the dude who was working in the morgue on all these bodies, and he helped to get rid of the original bodies back in the day so that there would be no police charges or nothing like that. So Black Annie comes and kills him, again getting her revenge on everybody involved in any part of her death. This girl was sucking one of the main dudes off that was originally bullying Black Annie. And I think she got possessed by Black Annie, I'm not sure, because it looks like her hand. And she turned this thing and all his mechanical equipment fell on him, the car fell on him while he was doing his thing. So he's dead now too. And now this guy died, and he's also one of the original guys that was bullying Black Annie, and she tied a rope around his neck, a jump rope, and made him choke on an apple, and he's dead now. Now, the chick that had a crush on the professor, the sex bunny kitten character, she ended up fucking with the sheriff and ripping off his ball sack and then biting off his lip. I think she was also possessed by Black Annie. I'm not sure, it was not clarified. But the sheriff, he helped get rid of the body as well, so I can see that, Black Annie don't want revenge. Now, the last guy that was picking on Black Annie originally, he tried to commit suicide in the car, and he got saved by the professor. And it skips ahead to the present day, 2012, when the movie was made. And basically, he dies by the hand of Black Annie, and the credits come on, and that's the end of the movie. Now, for the Black People Horror score, I give this movie a 7 out of 25. We could break it down right now, and I'll give you the reasons why I say so. So check it out. The concept of this movie, it actually had potential, you know what I'm saying? Like a girl gets bullied and then she comes back and her ghost exacts revenge on all the people who bullied her and everybody involved. It's a really good concept. However, I don't think that it was executed to its full potential. So for the concept being okay, I give it a 2 out of 5. Now the message of this movie, I'm going to say that the message was anti-bullying, because that's what I took away from the movie. You know, if you bully somebody, the ghost will come back and kill you and anybody involved in bullying. So for the message aspect of this movie, I'll give it a 2 out of 5, because there was a message there. Now for the scare factor, I'm going to have to be honest. This movie was not scary at all. And the only reason why I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 instead of a 0 out of 5 is because there were some parts that made me be like, oh, like when she ripped off this dude's ball sack. Now that was just like, whoa, like, but you know, 1 out of 5 for the scare factor. Now the acting in this movie, it was over the top. Like a lot of the accents were just like, we know you don't speak like that, and it was just a lot of not really good acting. But just to be fair and honest to the movie, the protagonist of the movie, he was a pretty good actor, which was the director and the writer of the movie as well. So 1 out of 5 for acting. Now the overall feel that I got from this movie, it wasn't really anything, you know. I just wanted to smoke a blunt afterwards because I was like, fuck, that took a minute. But 1 out of 5 for the overall feel, and that's how I got to my BPH score.